So we sit down with this database up. We ask them those questions. We ask which art form they would like to have the experience, or their class to have the experience with. And from there, we just go through all the programs, and then they pick the program that best suits them. This application is for your program and your organization to be in this database for the schools to select from. So next year, we're going to be working with 18 elementary schools in Hartford. And so there's going to be many opportunities for programs to be selected. So this really first page is just kind of going over what I just said about the Arts Integration Database. If you're interested in looking at it, now it's a little bit raw. It really is primarily for the use of the teachers. It's arts.hartfordschools.org, just so you can kind of get a feel of how it's laid out. And on that, it really, the way we really sell it is the first page is talking about the different Common Core state standards that that program does align to. We really try to hone in on the needs of the classroom, you know, curriculum-wise, more so than the art form. And then that's even more of that extra bonus when they have that art form in the class. So let's go on to the second page. Hartford Performs, we go with the student-based budgeting system, just like the Hartford Public Schools, which means that it's per student. And this year we are offering that some programs do charge the $20 per student. We can go over that a little bit later. But the maximum at this time is $10 per student. And so the way that you would be paid for your workshop or your residency, your performance, your offsite museum tour, what have you, is per student. So on average, a Hartford classroom has about 25 students in it, and there's about 3 classrooms per grade level. So that would be about 75 students, and so you would be paid $750 for your program. Please feel free to ask me questions if any of this.
Is that per day, or is that, I mean, for instance, if you're there as a residency for 3 days, is that $750 for the 3 days or $750 each day?
That's a great question. It's $750 flat. So it can be, and the thing is, when you develop your program, you can modify it so that that can work for you and that's comfortable for you. So we're not saying you are required to go in there for a 3-day or a 4-day residency. A lot of our artists right now have modified their programs that they already have to kind of fit this model. Because, you know, we do have some artists at this point that come in and it's a 145-minute visit. And then that's the price that they pay, or we pay them. And then also we have some artists that come in for 6 visits. It's really whatever you can do for your program to be effective, and also that is a comfortable amount for you. So you're really coming up with the length of your program.
I'm sorry, maybe you can mention like some of them are seeking additional.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. And so for bigger organizations, like the Bushnell and Hartford Stage, they are getting subsidized funding, so then they are able to offer some programs for free. And you know, we do give that option as well if you're in that scenario where you can offer things for a lower amount of money. So we do have programs in the database that are for free. You know, we have things that are $5. In our database, once your program is accepted, we ask you to fill out what we call a data collection form. And everything that you put in this form is exactly what's going to go into our database for teachers to see. And one of those things is materials that the school provides, and materials that the artist is willing to apply. So if it's something where you know, you might be asking the school, in order for you to select my program, I need to know that you're going to be providing the canvas and the paints. So that would be something that you'd be able to do. You know, and that's also if you need a bigger space, if you need you know, different types of tables or cardboard, anything you might need. Does that make sense? Yes.
So how many of the schools that you're currently doing this in actually have a budget that would allow someone to purchase canvases and supplies like that?
Well, that's one of the risks that you take with having those sorts of things. So that's why I'm saying if you're able to modify your program so that it best is most comfortable for you, and then also the school is benefiting. That's a great question. The way that the Arts Integration program is set up with Hartford Performs is they pick at grade level. So it's not necessarily a school-wide performance. So it could be something where a grade level selects your program, and then you invite the rest of the school to come. But it really is focusing on that needs of that grade level.
We'll be in the next, I'm not sure exactly when, but in the next couple of months, putting out a request for proposals for professional development. Because we are trying to keep our, provide unique opportunities for the schools that are participating. So at that point, and it would be much simpler than this application, and literally more of sort of a draft of what it is you would do, and you would be telling us what you would charge to do that kind of thing.
Right.
So, but that will be forthcoming, and Jacqueline has all of your